Don't mind the elephant, will you? Hello folks and welcome to Planet Zoo. This is my first impressions video of the beta version which came out yesterday, the 24th of September. The full game isn't due for release until I believe the 5th of November, but I haven't got my details to hand at the moment. I think that's correct. And you get hold of this copy if you pre-ordered the deluxe version of Planet Zoo, and you can still get hold of the beta version now. Beta version? Better version. You can still get hold of this version now if you go to Steam and pre-order the deluxe version. Get yourself into the game itself, have a look around, report any bugs and feedback, etc. to the team, and I'm sure they'll fix it for when it's released. So this is Planet Zoo, very similar to Planet Coaster in this sense. Here's a planet. Look, see? There I am. I've created my avatar already. I've already done the first tutorial mission because I wanted to sort of get an idea of what the game feels like, etc. But I'm going to give you guys a bit of an insight as well. The options we've got available to us at the moment, we've got the career mode here, which obviously, like Planet Coaster, sorry, I'm going to make a lot of references to Planet Coaster because the similarities are huge. Lots and lots of scenarios to come. Obviously, we've only got the first scenario to start with there, just to give us a taster and to test the elements, I imagine, of the game itself. Go back, we've also got something called franchise mode. It says here, are you ready to launch your own franchise? Build zoos all around the world, breed animals and release them into the wild, but don't forget about your visitors. Now with this, I think it's going to be like a community that you can sell animals to other zoos, other friends, etc. I'm not 100% sure. We're going to dive into that in a second though and see if that works and what that's all about. We've also got sandbox mode, which is great if you just like jump into the game and playing it with no constrictions whatsoever. This is obviously locked in this particular version. Obviously it will be released in the full version or later on in this particular beta mode. And then we've got my zoos as well. Access all your zoos from one place. So if you go there, there are all my saves there, for instance. And you've got access to the Steam Workshop, which if it's anything like Planet Coaster, then the Steam Workshop will be massive. So we're going to jump straight in now. Let's jump straight into the franchise and see what's going on. Give you a bit of an idea. Here we go. Welcome to your franchise. What would you like to call it? Don't worry. If you don't like it, you'll be able to change it later. I think we're just going to have to go for Heisenblog, really, aren't we? Let's just type that in there. Heisenblog. I'm ready. So let's see what happens. Okay, new reward. You've earned the following. 100 leaves. I think they're leaves. I'm not sure. I'll claim them, though. That's good. Oh, this is my... Right, okay. So here we go. Create a new zoo, I think that's what that'll be. New zoo there. Franchise management. Number of zoos 0. Oh, okay, so looks like you can have quite a lot of zoos around here. I think. I don't know. We'll have to have a look. And I imagine you can change this backdrop to something else as you go. I don't know. A lot of things here that I'm just thinking perhaps it's going to... Oh, here we go. Select biome. Desert, grassland, tropical, temperate, taiga. And tundra, taiga, I don't know. Grassland, obviously, and Asia. So a few things selected off here. Name of zoo, just call it zoo. Create for 100 leaves. So 100 leaves, so obviously that's your currency in the franchise mode by the looks of it. Let's have a look, see what's going on. I like the, right. So for those of you who have played Planet Coaster, the similarities are huge. If you look at the landscape here, it is, you know, as you'd expect. It's created by Frontier, obviously, who created Planet Coaster. It's using the same engine. I imagine a lot of the people who worked on Planet Coaster are also working on this game as well. So this looks like you get a chance to build your own zoo. Paths, so we've got paths here, which are very same sort of style. Got a little help box coming on there. We don't need that. We know what we're doing. Haven't got a Scooby-Doo. And you've got queue lines as well, staff paths. Staff paths are very important in this. So guests to your zoo do not like to see the workings of the zoo. They don't like to see all these little like staff buildings, etc. So you create a staff path area where the guests can't go and you keep them out of the way. So that's okay. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're not going to build a zoo from scratch here. I'm going to play around with this later on. What I am going to do is I'm going to come out of here and I'm going to go into my scenario, which I've already started. So let's just go to my... Okay, so what we're going to do is going to jump into the career that I've already started, and you can see for yourselves, this is Goodwin House. It's a stately home schooling, it's called, and it's a really, really nice looking nice looking scenario. I think it's beautiful. The design is lovely. It's got a little train going around the outside. In fact, I'm not going to tell you anymore. I'm just going to show you it for yourself so you can see what it's all about. You have the bronze, silver and gold challenges. Obviously, to get the gold challenges, that's far better. It means you complete 100% completion of the scenarios. Bronze, silver and gold, though, will probably all three will probably unlock the next scenario for you. So it's a case of, I love working through the scenarios in this. I work through all the scenarios on Planet Coaster, and I'm going to work through all the scenarios on Planet Zoo as well, because I think they're really, really good. They give you a little, you know, and it gets you into the game. It builds you up into the game. It opens and unlocks new things as you go through, and it's a great way of seeing and exploring. So, Goodwin House. Renovated and renamed after its purchase by Bernard Goodwin in the 1980s, Goodwin House has since become one of the most respected zoos in the country. Most recently, it has undergone a further renovation to update many of its habitats and facilities, but due to various issues, the work hasn't quite been completed, which is where you come in, of course. So this is Goodwin House. Really nice looking, quite a good start in space. You've got quite a lot of space to start you off with. There's the house itself. We don't really need to bother with that. That's just an entrance point for the visitors, which they come in there and there, which is great. Oh, balloon. Oh, we can pop the balloons. Brilliant. There's the little train, look, going around there. Lovely little thing going on here. So we've got this beautiful bridge here going over, and what looks like a train inside a greenhouse by the looks of it, which has been converted to a station. Very same queuing area here as you would have on Planet Coaster. You just set the little queue area up and the exit. Very similar in that respect. So the animals itself, we have here, what do we have here? We have the Indian peafowl. And with each animal you get this area up here so you can actually see what they need. So welfare, for instance, we've got the nutrition, social, habitat and enrichment, and there's a drop down arrow so you can even click on those. So the nourishment here, we're all at 100%. They're really happy with the nourishment, which is great. And this is what it's all about. It's all about balancing the needs of each individual animal, not a set of animals. Each individual animal has its own wants and needs. Social group, there's a lot of, so they're happy with the social group. The space they've got is fine and they are calm, no stress for these animals. The habitat itself, so here we go, we've got a bit of chance to improve this here. We've got cleanliness, which is good. The temperature is good. The terrain, though, set up is inappropriate for this animal. Okay, so what we could do, instead of clicking on terrain there, we go up to here and click terrain, and it tells us here the balance of terrain that we need. Now, by the looks of it, we've got far too much short grass. This little icon here needs to be in that little bit there, and we haven't got enough soil. So where we've got the short grass here, we click on soil, and it opens up the terrain thing, and it automatically selects soil, and then you can click, and you can see that I don't know whether you can see that, but the soil line is going up, and the short grass line is coming down, which is what you want for a nice balance. I'm going to just keep doing that a little bit now. The soil should go green in a minute as we enter that sort of Goldilocks zone, if you like. Just realised instead of a first impression, it's becoming more of a tutorial, isn't it? So tutorial stroke first impressions. There we go. So the soil is now in the green. We've still got too much short grass though. So what we can do is we can just keep doing this soil bit here. As long as the soil doesn't go out the other side of the Goldilocks zone, then they've got too much soil. But by doing this, we're just going to, you should see any second now, the short grass bit going green as well. And that means then we've got the perfect terrain distribution. There we go. So now we have the perfect terrain distribution. We've got no, they don't want snow, do they? Sand, rock, soil, grass long and grass short. Perfect. So if we go back to him now, and come out of the terrain bit. So habitat now is in the green as well. Enrichment though is something else we need to look at. According to this, the toy enrichment is great. They've got the right toy enrichment. They're in the interspecies bonus. We haven't got any of that because interspecies bonus I think is where you have like giraffes and zebras in the same enclosure and they live together quite happily. Giraffes, lions, zebras, lions, not so good. Not much of a bonus with that one. Well, not unless you're a lion anyway. So the food enrichment, we then go up to environment here, enrichment, click on the enrichment tab, and it says they've got a sprinkler here. They're relatively happy with the sprinkler. But what we can do for the, what we can do for the food enrichment is if we go to Habitat, and then we click on the Enrichment tab, which is just there, and we can click on Food Enrichment, and then we get all these toys, enrichment toys for the animals. And by clicking on each one, it will tell you what animals they are relevant for. So we are looking for peafowl, basically. I don't think a peafowl is going to want a frozen blood pumpkin, that's for sure. Large barrel feeder? Nope. Okay, here we go. Slow feed, look, Indian peafowl. Let's just see if there's any more there suitable for them. No. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll get a slow feeder, and we're going to plonk that in these areas here. Apparently it's always a good idea to place them near where the guests can see in, because the guests love to see animals feeding. There's another one over there as well. Right, okay, so we go back now here. There we go. Enrichment is now up to 100%. So that animal is really happy. Apart from the fact they're hungry, but now we have the food enrichment in there, they should be able to eat, and their hunger will go down. We're going to call Keeper to the Habitat as well, just to fill up these feeders, because at the moment they're empty. There we go. So that's one of the animals over there. What else have we got? We got the ring-tailed lemurs. I love lemurs. They're so cool. Here's one just there, look. So again, you've got an option to look at the habitat there. Lots of different tabs for each animal. And he's about to do something. No, he's not. I thought he was about to urinate or have a crap, basically. So what have we got? We've got the familiars here. We've got the places where people can eat. We've got Hot Dog Squad, Pip Shot Juice, etc. Not sure what this one is. Oh, it's an information centre. Okay, so information centre's useful because that's where they get the information from, obviously. Over here we've got other animals as well. So what do I think of the game so far? It is so easy to get into. It really is. The game itself, I'm going to hark back onto Planet Coaster. It plays just like you'd expect. They haven't taken away anything from the Planet Coaster experience. They've added to it. They've enriched it, if you like. Yes, it's geared towards animals and animal welfare now, which is great. I think people have been wanting this kind of game for so long, and I think Frontier are the best company to do it. I mean, just look at the animation on these animals. The animation is beautiful. It really is. The tails flick, the ears flick as they get flies around them, etc. It really is good. And you create these wonderful little areas here, look, for people to sit and view. You've got a place over here, I love this bit, where people can actually climb to the height of the giraffes and actually see them face on and feed them in their hand, which is something I've never experienced in a zoo myself. I'm not a big fan of zoos, I'll be honest with you. I just don't like seeing animals in captivity. Oh, he doesn't like being clicked on, that's for sure. There we go, look at him. Isn't he a beauty? I think he's a he. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's a he. That's fine. He's male. Panic then for a second. That one's a female. It would be great. You can apply or remove contraceptives as well. So if you don't want them mating, breeding, etc., you can give them contraceptives. And oh, there's a bit of an error there where the tiger walked straight through the other tiger. Great thing about this being in the beta at the moment is that you can, there's a issue tracker that Frontier has set up for all their games, and if you have issues you report it on there, and hopefully they'll fix these issues as the game progresses in development. One thing you need to make money in this game is donation boxes in front of the exhibits, and people will put donations in there. You know, it can be any amount they want, etc. And donations help obviously with the zoo running costs, and with all things Planet Zoo Frontier, like you can change the colours. So yeah, there are some issues to start with in the game. There are, I've noticed a few issues with the game to start with. For instance, you can edit the barrier in the game, which is really good. So if I want to make that clear glass so that people can see in it, you go to edit barrier, you click on the one-way glass option there, and then what does it do? Do you click it? Has it changed automatically? I don't know. There's no sort of sound effect or visual effect to say, boom, that's been done, etc. But if I click on it now, come out of there, and out of there, I will notice it has been done. but there was nothing indicating that. So I would like some sort of visual effect or something just to let me know that that has been done. I think it flashed, but blink and you miss it. Some of the other options, I'm not going to replicate it now, but some of the other issues rather I've seen is that when you click on some of the guests, sometimes you click on their group information, it just comes up text, 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 which obviously is an error somehow, but I bet it's not going to do it now. There's issues here as well with the guests. Look, they're stood looking through the brick wall. I don't know whether they're sad because they can't see the animal, or they're sad because I don't know. But if you click on him, he's not actually telling me he likes this area. He needs a drink. But at the moment, they're just looking through brick wall. So that is an issue that they could do with sorting. What's he doing? Well, I mean, look at this guy's hair. Why can't they give that hippopotamus some company? So go to the hippopotamus. So I noticed there was a bug in the game as well that has been reported by several people already. In this scenario mode, you get one of the hippos is feeling rather unwell, and basically he's stuck in the water. And you call the vet to him. The vet comes, the vet goes, but nothing actually gets done. And in the end, the hippo just dies because it's just stuck, doesn't move. So that's obviously a bug that has been reported. There are lots of little bugs. There's lots of like collision detection bugs with animals walking through each other, and I had one animal escape, but when I checked it was a lemur. Checked the area, there was no lemurs. All the lemurs were in there. There was no lemur anywhere. There was no people running around screaming or shouting, going, "Oh my God, there's an animal loose!" So I don't know what happened. It just came up. A lemur has escaped, but it hadn't. So right. Wolves. Why are the wolves injuring themselves? Where are the wolves? Oh, I see. The vet's got him. This is the vet. I assume it's a vet, not a smuggler. So this is the vet. Try and click on the vet. Vet walks in a straight line. Staff camera. There you go. So you can have a look. And the staff camera now is going to take the wolf to the vet. There's the vet there. This is the staff area. Will we get a cinematic inside there, will we? Oh, that's a shame. I was hoping to be able to see inside the building, because if you look inside the buildings now, he says, can I get inside? There we go. Look at this. Isn't this amazing? This is something I absolutely love on here. So this wolf, look, oh dear, she looks very happy. Oh, is that a good sign? Is that a wolf going back to the... I don't know. But look at the detail inside here. This is the vet clinic, look. We've got little x-rays here. We've got... I don't know what elephant's done, but he seems to have really injured himself. Okay, so where's that vet gone now? I'm assuming the vet's gone back. Jeez, that vet runs quick. Where the... No way that vet's got there. What the hell is that? Unbox. Animal. Unbox all animals. Hello? Oh, I see. This one is the poorly one, I think, and the zookeepers put him in a box. I don't know why. We seem to have an issue here as well with people. They seem to be stuck. I don't know what they're stuck for, but there's a bit of an issue with this collision detection. People just sort of stand still. They're not going anywhere. The path isn't blocked. What I will quickly do just to solve this issue is put a path there, and they can hopefully... No. Steam Train 2 looks amazing. It is amazing. Right, we got a dead animal as well, apparently. Habitat 21 contains a dead animal. Oh, this is the ostrich, is it? Where is it then? Oh, was that him? Oh dear, in loving memory. Oh, that's died of dehydration. I think I'll call the vet to remove the carcass. The body. Dear. It was only 0.4 years old. That's really quite sad. But you know. So this is who we got here? We got a number of animals are starving. We got Io, who's close to death. Why are you close to death? Why are you all starving? Keep us en route. Okay. What is going on with these animals? Why do you keep putting them in boxes? Oh, that's the vet. Right, okay. The vet has removed the body. Don't know where the body goes. Don't need to know. But yeah, we got a lot of... We got a warthog that's close to death as well. So, how many baby Oh, no. Right, okay. So this is where we need to apply contraceptives. Because when I started the scenario... part of the scenario was I had to, this enclosure was empty and I had to put 2 warthogs into the enclosure. I put 2 warthogs into the enclosure, male and female, and now they've been busy. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 baby warthogs. They've been very busy. I don't know how big a warthog litter is, but they've been frisky. No wonder the people walking around the zoo look happy. They're watching this. Oh, look, he's playing. Look, he's having fun with it. Yeah, so these need, because there's more in there now, clearly they need more food enrichment. So let's go to the habitat. Bit of enrichment, bit of food enrichment. Let's go and have a look. What do the warthogs like? They're not going to like that, are they? There we go. Put a couple of these in. So these barrels just give a bit of extra food, extra nourishment. What else have we got? We got anything else we can give the warthogs? Should we give them another one of these as well? I think another one of these is a really good idea. If we've got room for it, let's plonk it there. See, the terrain alters accordingly as well to the height of that. You don't have to worry about... You can higher and lower it if you want to. But there we go. That's a much better... Meal quality is poor. Hydration is poor. So perhaps need some water, I reckon. That's enrichment now. Food and water. Let's have a look. Water pipe. Common water. There we go. Look, let's have a... And you can rotate the items by pressing the Z, whatever you want to call it. Let's put that there. There we go. So, yeah, you got to watch that because obviously some animals will just breed, and that's exactly what they've done. And I've got a feeling then that's exactly what these ostrich have done, because I'm pretty sure there were only 2 in there to start with. So I'm going to turn on apply or remove contraceptives. I don't know how easy it is to get a condom on an ostrich, but you know. Let's do that anyway. There you go. Lovely. So, overall thoughts on this game. It is beautiful. It looks amazing. It looks fantastic. Yes, it's not complete. There are a number of bugs in the game. I'm pretty sure, pretty confident though, Frontier will iron those bugs out before release, because they have a real great history of doing that. And if it's half as successful as Planet Coaster, then it will do really, really well. I love the familiarity with Planet Coaster that's on here. The same little franchise they've created, Pip Shop Juice, etc. We've got Missy Good Donuts. All those franchises have carried over from Planet Coaster to Planet Zoo. It's almost like this kind of game exists in the same world, if you like. I mean, you can hear the guests talking Planko. I think that's Planko they're talking anyway. Oh, we've got a little sign here as well telling the guests to be quiet, because here we have what we got here. Oh, lovely spiders. I'm not really a big fan of spiders, but you can enter the enclosure if you will. We've got 3 animals close to there. I'm not going to worry too much about them. This is just me playing around and showing you what's what for the benefit of I can't see any spiders, which is always a concern. Yeah, I'm not going to look in there anymore. And what we got in here? Some sort of... Whoops. What we got in here then? We've got... Oh, look at that. A stripy frog. And I'm not even sure what they're looking at. Some of the guests in the game at the moment, they don't look in the right... They should be looking at the actual exhibit, but they're looking out that way instead. So some of the guest orientation needs to be sorted so that they're looking in the correct direction. They're not looking at brick walls and going, oh, isn't that amazing? That's a big issue with the AI at the moment. I don't think there's even a frog in there, to be honest. I can't even see a... If I click on that, can I go to the? Is there a camera? Oh no, it's just the exhibit board. Click on the exhibit itself. There's a poison frog here, Lehman's poison frog. Orbit camera. If you spot the frog, please let me know in the comments section, because I can't see the bloody frog anywhere. Which is always the same when I go to any of these places. You go, oh look, there's a beetle in there, there's a frog in there, and I can never see the blooming thing. I know I have to wear these, but I get frustrated after a while and go, yeah, can't be bothered. Which is exactly what I'm doing now. Can't be bothered to look for him, to be honest with you. But there we go. That is a brief look and a first impressions of Planet Zoo. I really hope you guys get the chance to play this game. Like I said, go to Steam, pre-order the deluxe version. Make sure it is the deluxe version to get access to the beta version. Have a play around with it yourself. And if there are any issues and you come up with bugs and that, please report them back to Frontier. This is the reason they release the beta, is so that we can test it on multiple systems and variations, etc., and let them know, help them out. You know, they're a great team and they're very responsive, as we've known from other games they've made. They're very responsive to feedback from us guys. So pre-order the deluxe version, get yourself on it. It's only available, I believe, until sometime in October, middle of October, I think, and then they close the beta down, I imagine, and it goes then for final testing, if you like. I have no idea, but it ends in October. So yeah, get your hands on a copy, have a look, have a play through it. It's really, really exciting. It's really good. When this game is fully released, we will have more to come from this. We will have a Let's Play series where we work our way through the scenarios and have fun doing it as well. There are lots of other things I haven't touched on today. There are obviously the pieces, elements where you can build all these lovely buildings piece by piece, which is great. We got blueprints which are back, so you got all the blueprints for different buildings. No doubt they'll be on the Steam Workshop as well. Facilities, a number of different facilities. We have small animal exhibits, staff, guest facilities, utilities. So you got solar panels. You got to look at the actual power of the exhibits as well. And you've got, here we have the small train. It says transport rides, so I'm assuming we will get more rides as we go. Who knows? I don't know. But at the moment, this is just a taster before the final game is released. If you would like to see a Let's Play series going through the scenarios, let me know in the comments section. Let me know what you think of the game. Let me know what your thoughts are. Have you played the beta as yet? What are your first impressions? Let me know in the comments. Also, don't forget, this is a brand new channel. This is the first video on this channel, so please help me grow. Subscribe if you enjoy this content and want to see more content, game content, throughout our journey. Get on board now before anybody else. So 5-10 years down the line, when I've got 1 million subscribers, you can say I was one of the first. So yeah, thank you ever so much for watching today. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you guys again real soon. Bye for now.